Hi, I'm Bridget Tay, artist curator. I'm the co-curator for the Collectible Experience. For this show, I've created two merch. The first merch was inspired by a painting I have done for another exhibition. And for the second merch, it's actually inspired by a work in progress work called Funding the Arts. So the amulet is a direct correlation to that work.
Hi, I'm Lizzie, and I'm an artist and also the co-curator of the Collectible Experience. And as an artist for the show, I created two pieces of merch. One is an oracle deck, which is actually based on my master's research. And another is actually a sticker pack that has a lot of lucky sayings that were derived from my own experiences with different superstitions in the East and the West. And that is actually paired with another series of work that I'm working on right now that is also to do with luck. And you'll see a very fun umbrella in the show.
Hi, I'm Andrea Danker. So for this show, I've presented two artworks. So the first work is actually called Sooth Patch, inspired by the artwork that I've done called Sooth Balm. So it's actually a heat patch relief with the image of the painting that I've done. So the second work is actually a mini calendar in tandem with the completion of the RTS of Johor and Singapore. And it's called 993 Days and Counting. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Joanne and I'm a Singaporean visual artist. And so for the Collectible Experience, I created two works. One is Gentle Reminders. It's a LED compact mirror inspired by the work The Smile Machine, and the other product is the Artistic Balance. So it's a whiteboard that people can use for their project budgeting, hoping that it will be useful for artists in general. And that has led on to another art project which I hope to work on, which is to collect data and information and probably work with the community to create useful and functional like budget sheets or supplier lists that could be shared to make things, I guess, a little bit easier for everybody to work around their practice.
Hey, Ezzam Rahman here, multidisciplinary artist. Very happy to be part of this show. I created two merchandise. One is a series of performative postcards, and the other is actually a series of puzzles. And the puzzles are my own pictures, and they are actually aura pictures.
Hi, I'm Billie. I work primarily with language and text, and I have two works I'm showing, one of which is a self-publication called I Wanted to Die Here, and another one is a complimentary set of gacha bookmarks called Textual Impact Star Rail to Nowhere 1999. It's sold using a gacha mechanic as well, so yeah.
Hi there, my name is Dylan. I'm an image-based artist based in Singapore. For this exhibition, I created two bodies of work. The first is a set of fans that were based off a previous set of blinds as well. I'm very much thinking about the image, the operation of the image, how it folds, how it reveals itself. And the other is a set of instructional drawings for a upcoming body of work. So stay tuned for that.
Hi, my name is Andy Young. I'm a visual artist and a musician. So for the Collectible Experience, I created two body of works. One is actually based on an ongoing series called The Great Divide, which is a spin on and a thought on marriage. And I've come up with this series of paintings, which I've made into matrimonial locks. So then that's one, and the second merch and work is based on my ongoing figurative drawing resurgence, I should say. So for this, I kind of work together with Flaps Lab to really meet the brief of the Collectible Experience, because Flaps Lab is like a merchandise company, and I just really want to go to really push the boundaries a little of out of my comfort zone and to present a set of collectibles.
So the show, The Collectible Experience, is really about creating a collectible experience for viewers, and we really wanted to inspire people to think about what it takes for an artist to sustain their practice, as well as how they can participate in collecting in a more affordable way and in a fun way.
I think also artistically we wanted to challenge the artists to push that boundary between art object and merchandise. So it was a very interesting process for I think everyone here to try to negotiate between those lines as well. It's been fantastic curating with each other. I wouldn't have done it without Lizzie.
In all seriousness, I really think it has been a real pleasure to curate with Bridget. I think we are both curators who have a very similar mindset when it comes to the level of professionalism, what we want in like the finish of the work, and being able to see eye to eye on things like aesthetics. And whenever we actually had any disagreements or challenges, we were able to kind of have a compromise. And I think I really value that in a fellow co-curator.
Do you want to add anything?
No.
Probably the advice I'd probably like give out is probably like to look for people which are really not say, of course it has to be like-minded, but more professional in a way. So that these people are really serious about what they do, because art making is really serious, you know, even though it's a fun show. So we all try to get the people that you actually could really work with, and also with people that when actually push comes to shove, when you have a problem, you can sit down and talk about it, and then you solve it together. Yeah, so I think that's the best take on that. And also to really do your homework and to really select the people that are like-minded, and then you can work together to actually achieve better stuff. Yeah.
I think art commodification is important for any art practitioner. Some may beg to differ, but for me as a practitioner, not all my works are accessible or collectible or easy to enter. By redefining my own practice, I'm speaking on behalf of myself, right? Or when an artist kind of like, it's still the same idea, but make it more accessible for the audience. For me, when I go to a museum or a gallery, I love visiting the merch shop, right? The museum shop, because you get a piece of that artist. It may be limited editions, it may be an open edition, but for me as an avid collector myself, I want a piece of that artist, right? It's not because of investments sometimes. It's really about appreciating what the artist has done and how we can have a piece of that work at home. So I think the word commodification is not a bad word. I think it is almost as equal as accessibility, allowing the audience to enter the artist's practice. Like for me, I can't sell my performance art. Unless you pay me, I go to your house and perform for you lah.
$10.
Yeah, $10. Wow.
See my curator.
I think just to add on to what Ezzam is saying, as a curator as well, I think it was also, we wanted to challenge the artists to consider that as part of the making process. How can you commodify your practice in a way that still feels true to what you're trying to do, but at the same time still sustain you to continue to practice and not burn out?
I think one of the takeaways I wish viewers to kind of ponder after they kind of visit the exhibition is really thinking about, I think first is accessibility of art, and I think very much kind of going back and harping on the kind of sustainability as well. I think as practitioners, we all have, we all kind of juggle multiple kind of gigs to kind of really put our passion forward. And so I think when we kind of think about and we look at the works in the show, the idea of commodification oftentimes is kind of seen quite taboo or kind of seen as a little bit, in a sense, dirty in a sense. And I think very much we kind of want to kind of just open that conversation to understand how can we best kind of present ourselves and spotlight the works in which we have created, at the same time also allowing individuals to have access into collecting one of our pieces without kind of breaking the bank to it as well. I think all in all is to also kind of see a certain kind of, I guess, theatrical, a little bit more fun, kind of seeing how just visually it can look, I guess, inside a white cube, but also kind of have a certain, like, what's the word I'm going for?
Playfulness?
Yes. There we go. Thank you.
Let's say je ne sais quoi.
Takeaway from the show, please buy our works. Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. For experience-wise, I think, personally, my work is kind of a new territory for me because it's a experiential work. You're invited to sort of color your own book, color the browsing copy, or buy your own, hopefully. Yeah, and y'all can experience shopping in the gallery as well and taking away like fun items. It's a very nice twist to the show concept, really, where the merchandise takes the forefront of the show.
I do think there are some challenges actually, because I think in the way that I make my artwork is very much research based. So there's a lot of process, a lot of behind the works where I need to actually get the data first, and then after that I kind of filter through that and see how can I tell the story best. Whereas when it comes to thinking about how can I make a merch, right, I think that becomes the forefront. So I think in terms of like things like functionality, aesthetics, how can I best create something that people would likely want to buy, but yet also still retain the essence or the concept that I really want to talk about in the work. Yeah, so that was one of the considerations that I had mostly throughout the journey of making the merch. Yeah,
I think working together was really fun, and I think usually like for when we are making art, usually it's quite solo or we talk to like a couple of friends, but having the support of 10 individuals journeying on this merchandising kind of idea posed a lot of new questions when we were trying to decide what we were supposed to do. So things like, is this merch enough? Does it tie enough with our practice? Does it still have our essence? Even types of material, how we're going to put it up. So these were things that were new. I think I found it very interesting, very refreshing. Everybody supported each other, and it was very nice also because everybody knew each other's practice. So you're like, oh, remember that work? I remember this work. Yes, this one has enough essence for this proposed idea has enough essence. And so having that kind of conversation made the idea of making the merch very real. So yeah, and the collaborative spirit, and the curators were very fast to like yes, no, and give feedback. So that's something that we truly appreciated.
As you know, I'm a very big fan of Anarish. Yeah, but I think it has been very positive experience. The infrastructure support has been really great. I think a lot of the artists were really impressed with the drill you have. And also, I think it has changed and converted some of us to like laser levelers as well.
And the lights are really great. We got a very good tutorial from Colin, our man behind the camera. And I think, honestly speaking, the fact that there's so much stuff like already put in place for us, for example, the wall paint, the putty, the scrapers, everything that we could think of needing. Of course, we had already prepared in case that there wasn't such things, but it was all here. So I think the fact that we felt really supported in that way. We have installed shows before, and there have been very chaotic installs where you have to be prepared for anything at all. And I think in this case, you guys were the ones who were super prepared to help us along the way, and I think we really appreciate that.
for this show, Bridget, Ezzam, and myself will be working on another show together again. This time together with Instinct, another group of friends which we work together most of the time. So which brings back to the other question is like, you know, if you any takeaways for people who want to start the whole multidisciplinary and people to come together to do a show. So I think that's going to be the next show. And then I think for myself, I'll be continuing with my figurines and my figure drawing. I'll be conducting classes as well. So most likely because with this merchandise, right, the second merchandise with Lab Slab, most likely I will be carrying on a few of these and see how far we can go. Yeah, so it kind of really opened up quite a lot of ideas for me. And it was a bit of a challenge for me because being like a visual painter, a visual artist, and who is always doing like single edition paintings, to actually like, you know, I think probably Bridget and Lizzie was like pulling their head off, like, you know, why can't you do that much? You know, but all right, so that's where I'm headed, yeah.
All right, so I think the next project, I guess the big thing in the pipeline for this year is I'm doing a duo show with Ezzam. So I'm very excited for that. I think both of us are producing whole new bodies of work as well. Completely new bodies of work. So that'll be fun, a very big undertaking. But yeah, looking forward to that.
I don't really have anything planned, so please hire me. And apart from that, I think where I left off from the show, it's quite a complete-ish work, but it has really kickstarted the process of writing again, and it's a very new approach to writing. It's like nearly childlike and everything. Yeah, so I do hope to continue that, and yeah, hopefully I get hired somewhere or another.
So what's next for me? I have a show coming up in KL next month, and aside from that, hopefully I will be collaborating on a work with my dear co-curator here, Bridget. I guess we liked working together so much as curators, we decided to also take it into our practice. So yeah, you can stay tuned to that. And if y'all didn't know, actually Dylan, Bridget, myself, Joanne and Andrea all share a studio. So I think you will be able to see a lot of our work in progress and things like that if you I think you'll be able to see a lot of our work in progress. I think you'll be able to see a lot of our work in progress if you book an appointment to come to visit the studio. So come on by and check us out.
As Andy mentioned, Ezzam, Andy and I will be part of a show in Instinct, and in Late Studio as well. I will actually be curating a solo show by another artist called Michael, and so please catch that out too.
I have a few things happening, of course, like what my peers here have mentioned. From that, I'm presenting a work in Perth in June. Actually, another one in Jakarta in May. But I'm more excited in extending my postcard series that was birthed here in this show. And I want to see how far that can go.
For me, because the work that I'm presenting here, I'll be collecting data, feedback from the artist community on how best to propose like more useful and functional like spreadsheets, collating supplier sheets. So I'll be using the time after this to possibly create more of these kind of spreadsheets so that it could be shared. So yeah, that's something that I'll be working on.
Okay, so for me, I'll be actually continuing with my calendar artwork. So it's actually very much in real time progress. So that said, I'll be definitely updating it. So after the show, it will still be in our studio. So definitely ongoing progress. And I'll also be probably starting on a research project, on a new project. Yeah, that's about it.
I think for me as an artist to be working with these two lovely ladies, and I'm very honored that you invited me, right? And we are not only artists, they are curators, I see how much they have grown. And especially thank you to Art Outrage for giving us the space and believing in this show. I think that is really, really important for all of us. And if you can see the lineup, it's a mixture of like both established and emerging artists. And Art Outreach has always been there for artists like us. So thank you again, Art Outreach.
And if you miss the show or you just feel like, I really wanted to get that piece of merch and it was sold out because of the first run, you can check out our website, which is latestudiosg.com, and you will see that a lot of the works will be open edition, so we'll be doing further runs of them and we'll be selling them on the website. So stay tuned to that.
So post-show, I think there are also plans to do to take this model of merchandise into other spaces and maybe in more of a web presence. So we'll be looking at working with more artists to produce more merch. So I think the web store is actually an excellent reference to keep checking to see what's new and all that.
Thank you, Outreach, for giving us this platform to launch this format. And as Bridget said, we are going to have a second edition, maybe a third edition if we are successful. And we just want to help as many artists extend just beyond our own network. And hopefully we grow our community and support each other and sustain each other.
Just like Art Outreach.